Hey, it's me, and we're here to talk about Owonekko again, obviously. I guess since the fireside chat didn't work, it's time to have a come to Jesus moment. I don't know what else to call it because I'm not really religious that much. So Owonekko made a new video to discuss the elephant in the room and the response after having a few live streams. Now, if you think I'm a hater, I can tell you for certain that I don't hate anybody. But we know that I love to dig as deep as I can when I find something. Especially since now Owonekko is claiming complete innocence to their audience and sending their audience over to harass Justa. First, let's go over the pipeline of events. 1. Ginja Ninja makes a comment, this one, on Owonekko's playlist, telling Neko how they feel about AI. Event 2. Neko makes a video about their stance on AI. Neko is heated because they think that Ginja Ninja is sending their audience to harass them, which is not true and has never been true. Event 3. Neko makes a community post, angry still, but from the comments, and misgenders Ginja Ninja again. Event 4. Everybody tells Neko to fix it. Event 5. They fix it, but this one instance, and they don't seem to be really apologetic about it. But no harm, no foul, right? Because they did it. Event 6. Everyone is still angry about AI, like Neko's stance, and some people are mad about the misgendering, as the situation has evolved on Twitter. Now, instead of just, chilling out, there is another event. So, Owonekko goes live, and in this live, they say a lot of shitty stuff. Some of it is transphobic and continues to misgender Ginja Ninja there. Event 7. Deletion of that live stream a day after it was posted. This is the live stream that has a lot of the information that is missing in context of the situation. Event 8. Josta's video, gently criticizing Neko. Event 9. Neko's manic livestream, calling Josta racist. Event 10. More community posts, saying they did nothing wrong and refusal to apologize. Event 11. The animatic. Event 12. The live stream where Neko is not completely welcome back on Halloween. Event 13. Their response. And Event 14. Josta's response. Now, Neko makes some claims, and I'm here to go over some of them with proof of examples I have. Now, some of them are circumstantial evidence, and some of them are actual evidence. So, you're going to have to make your own conclusions from this. But I scoured the internet, and I spent all last night and this morning looking over stuff, because I knew I was going to have to touch the topic again. Now, there's 3 issues. There is the transphobia claims. Then there's the using AI and being neutral, because Neko says that they're not in support of AI, that they think it's neutral, okay? And being punched down by Ginja Ninja. Let's talk about Neko being punched down by Ginja Ninja. That comment was a nothing burger, a comment that they deleted, and they could have gone their whole life without that ever being brought up. You have an issue with criticism, every form of it, with the exception of one person telling you that you should have used they, them for anyone you don't know. Nothing would have even happened by never mentioning Ginja Ninja in the first place. And I'm not leaving them anonymous simply because it's pointless and everybody knows who it is by now. The mature response to a bigger creator responding to you is to respond to them in kind and open a dialogue. That is not what you wanted to do. You wanted to scream on your tower and look like an old man yelling at clouds.
Who's laughing now? Shut up!
You believe that Ginja Ninja punched down when there was no punching to be made. That's just not true, but you don't appear to be able to look critically at yourself and your actions. Like, I personally have 2 people that are bigger creators that follow me, and I admire them. And if they were to post here or say something that I need to sit down and have a think, if they offered real criticism, I would take it. They know more than me. Anyway, now when it comes to the punching down, you got mad because a creator with not even half the subs that you have made a video about you, another gentle criticism. But here you accuse them of stealing your content, manipulating the entire situation, causing misinformation, and posting things on Twitter that they did not post. Josta doesn't even have a Twitter. Everything that happened on Twitter happened because You created that situation on Twitter. There are plenty of people who do and have judged you. You've blocked them, shut them out entirely, or you ignored them. In this situation, you are the one punching down, and now you with the big audience are sending people her way. And I thought you were against punching down. Is it only punching down when it's you? It doesn't matter who the creator is. They're always going to be punching down to you. Like, you can never take any criticism whatsoever. You're like invincible to it. Get out of here. I want to go over Josta's post real quick on what she said. And the reason I'm going over it is because it seems like now that Nande has come out with a new video, people are going to Josta's video and calling her a liar and saying she lied on Neko when that is not true. So I'm going to read her pinned comment. And this was today. I watched Nandi's newest video. So here are probably my last statements regarding this whole thing, since the misinfo is going around on both sides. Something that Nandi said in their video was that I was trying to cancel them for misgendering someone, which is a mistake a lot of people make, including myself. But that wasn't what I was claiming in my video. In my video, I showed that users on Twitter were pointing out that Nandi misgendered a larger creator. In a comment Nandi posted, instead of going and correcting the pronouns, Nandi instead blocked people who pointed out the misgendering and did not correct themselves in that specific comment. I found that to be distasteful at best and transphobic at worst. Also, at the time of this video's upload, Nandi hadn't corrected any pronouns. Of course, they've gone back and corrected them now. That being said, people took that little evidence I showed and ran with it, making it seem like Nandi is a raging homophobic, which I never implied. The only thing I mentioned was that it was a mistake and the blocking, which is why Nandi made that narrative in their response. Nandi has said in a comment since then that they should have been using they, them instead of assuming their pronouns, and they have not continued to misgender their creator afterwards. So it's worth noting my point is invalid now. Another thing Nandi didn't address was that they monetized their AI playlist, and then they admitted that themselves. If it was just a silly, funny, haha playlist with no strings attached, that's one thing. I mean, I listen to those songs too. They're goofy. But choosing to upload them and then make revenue directly from the AI-generated material, whether it's meant to be taken serious or not, is what I found strange. And on my thumbnail, I'm not gonna lie, it took me a couple weeks to realize why people had such an issue with it, but from my perspective and watching Nandi's stance, I was under the impression that they were pro-AI for certain uses of it. So the claim AI was good wasn't too far of a stretch, but they've gone back and reiterated time and time again that they feel neutral about AI. So that claim is wrong. We'll see about that. That was an oopsie on my part, and I'm sorry for that. Curse the YouTube clicky bait algorithm. Why I mentioned the mental illness below in this pinned comment was because of the deleted live stream Nandi did the day that I released my video, in which they kept talking about having a mental health episode, overall not seeming well, which I thought explained the Wojaks and the weird memes. The VOD was probably deleted for a reason though, so I shouldn't have mentioned it here without any context. I'm sorry, another oopsie on my part. I haven't said much since this video was uploaded, because the only way Nandi has been responding before the latest videos with numerous unserious meme and slander, which I didn't really know how to properly address. Nandi equating me exaggerating their opinion over AI for a thumbnail to them putting awful nasty words in my mouth for their live thumbnail is something I entirely disagree with. I heard their logic behind it, but like racism and generative AI support are not nearly the same degree of seriousness. AI is still up in the air. It's a hot topic to debate and is growing and changing every day. My opinion on AI has actually changed a little since I made this video. Racism, however, is inexcusable, deplorable shit. No debate to be had there. I don't think it's a hot take for me to say that there is a difference between falsely accusing someone of supporting generative AI, which my thumbnail did, and falsely accusing someone of being extremely racist, which is what Nande's thumbnail and the courtroom video did. Whether or not theirs was a parody or joke, two wrongs don't make a right. And that being said, this video was used to fuel a hate campaign against Nandi, which was never my intention, never what I wanted, and I'm sorry. The main purpose of my video was to point out the flaws in Neko's argument for generative AI, and to commentate on their behavior off YouTube and nothing more. Nothing less, but that wasn't the end of it. It got out of hand and I didn't really know what to do. I guess all I can say is that I completely disagree and disavow anyone who went after Nandi themselves. I do not agree or stand anyone who said a nasty thing to Nandi. Like I said, literally the first thing I mentioned, harassment is pointless and helps no one. I wish to make that clear. Put your nasty energy towards CEOs and shareholders trying to push AI and destroy artist career, not a YouTube creator who sees artistic merit in it. I'm not going to go over all of these different comments. Mostly they just, they seem to really care about Nandi. So that's what most of these things are. You know, don't harass her. Don't harass Nandi is basically what they're saying. Now, I don't think I said anything that bad about Nandi, to be honest. I think my last video was just pretty straightforward. I told them that they just needed to grow up, basically. But I'm sure that they're taking that criticism and running with it. But who knows, maybe they didn't even see my video. But now we're going to talk about this AI thing again. I know they said that it was neutral, okay? If you say that AI is neutral, then you have to prove it. You can't just say you're neutral and then tell other people to go use it. Go to Defending AI Art on Reddit, and which is a toxic sub for AI Bros Sympathy. Upload an AI playlist and then monetize it. Then you are actively supporting the use of AI. You already know what it does. And if you don't, maybe you do need to educate yourself, because you told other people to do that, and it's clear that you haven't educated yourself. Because if you had, maybe you wouldn't be using it. But then you know what? You did say in that live stream that if concept artists lose their jobs, that's on them. So you said that in that other live stream you deleted. You and your husband. Now, if you use it and support it, it's whatever. If you say you're neutral and you're supporting it, that's whatever. Whatever your opinion is doesn't matter, because you use it, you advocate for it, and you monetize it. And your video saying people do whatever you want to do, use it if you want to, don't use it if you want to. When you monetize your playlist, you're telling people that you approve of AI and that you approve of making money off of it. You still haven't addressed that. So it's like multifaceted, Neko. I feel also that you've never really watched Josta's video. I feel like maybe you had Soda do it for you. Because if you think that she was only there to slander you, she's been very critical of your actions, but generally it was a very lukewarm. All of this wasn't just a rumor mill. It wasn't lies. It wasn't fake. Here are a few posts of people who are critical of you and you blocking them right afterwards. Now, we're going to talk about the racism. As person of color creators, we both understand what racism is and what racism isn't. In my original video, my close friend, who is a black creator, gave judgment of your actions, as did many other black creators, who I supported by linking them in my videos. Not only did you not bother to hear their voices, but you didn't hear any voices, okay? And in your decision making, you wanted to lie on Josta because she's a white creator, and you thought, you know what, I'm gonna do what she did to me, because you wanted to hurt her like she hurt you because you're petty. So what did you do? You decided that you would go, I hate the blacks, and put her on there. And by the way, I did notice you used KKK on the end as well. Don't worry, don't act like nobody saw that. You know, and I know, that those two conversations were not the same conversation. There are things that you could have done and you could have said that were more productive to your point. You could have literally said anything else, but you made an ugly caricature of her, and you just wanted to be a nasty person. That's how I feel. I feel you just wanted to be nasty. Because if someone had given me the same criticism, I don't think I would have gone so far as to make a racism video like you. But you used your race card to deflect from the issues that you already created yourself. Now, using the race card and also making racist comments about Josta, let's talk about the animatic, right? That's all just jokes. Let's talk about that. I'm just gonna put the clip right here.
Hey, please take the stand.
Hello, I'm the one that started the Neko nigga silencing movement. Your Honor, she broke and she a liar. She's scaring me. They caught her tussling with a homeless man when I gently tried to tell her to sit her monkey ass down somewhere and put her suit back on. You know, the one with the little hat and the cup. A slave gotta stay in a slave place, you know? Hate the blacks, I hate them, I hate them. Why can't we just migrate them? Am I right? To make sure she doesn't, harm anyone. With her skin color and all. Worried about her eating all the bananas in the neighborhood.
Okay, that's enough.
I hate black people, by the way.
I never would have guessed.
Neko, you know that using the race card to diverge from the topic didn't help you. Even if you said a joke, you did it after you already made the racism accusation, on top of punching down, which you also accused Ginja Ninja of doing. Now yes, people did delete their own comments. I saw that myself in your live, because I was there watching. But you also stated yourself that you deleted your own comments, and you deleted the live where you said some really stupid, heinous stuff. You know the transphobic stuff that everybody is accusing you of? Yeah, you said it in that live. You deleted it because it made you look really bad. And you're lucky that no one downloaded that. You're very lucky that no one downloaded that because you said a lot of stuff. But some people don't even think the live stream exists. So I'm going to post the thumbnail she used right here. And that's the text right there. So it did exist for like literally 2 days. Or 1 day, I think it was. So let's talk about the transphobic comment stuff. 1. You misgendered Ginja Ninja. You're talking about the first time you did it.
Be scared of them? This girl got over 1 million followers.
Literally nobody cares about the first time you did it. You did it and then you corrected it. Once everyone figured out who he was, it was time to back up and apologize. Ginja doesn't even think about you. The way he lives rent-free in your head. You made a whole 30-minute video about them, in my opinion, in your anger. Enough that you thought you had to punch up and punch down. You misgendered him in your community tab multiple times. And yeah, you changed it afterwards, but you fought about it. And you blocked people for calling you out on it. You did that. That is not very helpful for someone who's saying they're not transphobic. Do transphobic people block people, or do they just go, oh, my bad, I'm sorry, and then they just change it? I think they just change it and don't say anything and that's it. But you had to make it about you and thought that this was Ginja Ninja weaponizing their identity because they're a bad person to you. Now, granted, the evidence left is circumstantial from people who watched the live. That doesn't mean that the transphobic stuff is off the table, because there is other evidence of the transphobia here. 1. Blocking people for asking you to apologize for the transphobia is a transphobic act. Not wanting to be held accountable and not wanting to apologize. And how about the animatic? Let's talk about that. I don't even know why the people who are supporting you now didn't look back at that animatic and go, you know what, that was kind of transphobic. Even if it's a joke, you made it off the back of transphobia. Is making these characters not a dig at trans people and non-binary people? How about this character who you're using to point at and ridicule to represent other trans/non-binary individuals? Is that not transphobic? How about the character that's being critical of you? The character that also happens to be the person you're making fun of for having pronouns? How about the scientist character that you had also not having pronouns? I understand that you wanted to be funny, but after being labeled as transphobic for not wanting to use the correct pronouns for a creator after you consistently misgendered them over and over and over, stupid. It's just stupid. And just in case you think I'm lying, here's a comment right here where someone is bringing up what Nandi said in the live, literally calling them out right here, and then Nandi having their own reply. And I don't really care, to be honest. What they said is what they said, and they deleted it because it sounded bad, in my opinion. And them trying to say, well, actually, I meant it this way. To me, there is no well, actually. We knew how you meant it. You meant it how you said it. But now that there's no proof of it, now you can go, well, I didn't mean it that way. Of course, I understand that you want it to be funny, but after being labeled transphobic, it's probably not a good look to make transphobic content literally right after. There are so many people who had their voices silenced by you. There's other creators on YouTube that made content about you and how they felt about you. Of course, no one has the live stream, so Neko can try to pretend and present arguments however they see fit. But I'm going to go with the live stream was so negative that they took it down to look better than they do now. If it wasn't that bad, they would have left it up, right? If it wasn't transphobic, the things they said would have been such a non-issue. They would have left the live up. They left their manic live up. Why not leave this other one? It was because it was very transphobic and talked poorly about concept artists and in general just being shitty. Of course, people were being mean to them in the comments, and that was going to happen. I don't know why they thought that they would go live, but it was just a mess. It was a hot mess. So there you have it. There's proof that she's been misgendering people. Proof that they tried to make it about race to deflect from the other issues. Proof that they do support AI despite saying it's neutral, in my opinion. Now, wrapping up, Neko can do whatever they want, and so can their followers. I'm glad that they kept some of their audience so they can learn and grow with those people. But these accusations existed for a reason. Losing around 50,000 followers is not a small joke. There's things that people saw and people interacted with that live and Nandi's actions. I'm glad for the people who decided they were going to stick by and continue to watch their content and whatever they plan to do. But that response video was trash. It was no good. It just looks like you mad. That's what it looks like. It just looks like you mad. And saying you did nothing and that you were innocent, I'm sorry, dude. You are not innocent. I'm not trying to be mean, but you did some shitty stuff. And just because all the people who left you, and now the only people that's in your audience are people who aren't going to call you out anymore because they all left. I mean, okay, good for you, I guess. Being your authentic self, in quotations. Not doing the white voice anymore, even though you never had one to begin with. Whatever that voice was that you said you were using, that's not a white voice. It's your normal voice. There's no difference between your white voice, in quotations, and your black voice, in quotations. They're both just your normal voice. You weren't putting on a character. I don't believe that. I also wanted to make another small little comment about a pronoun situation. So apparently on her Instagram, it says that she goes by she, they, but in the animatic, she said that she went by they, them. I believe that is a gotcha as a joke, and I know that people take pronouns very seriously, and I think that doing that was in poor taste. I think that we are above making jokes about people's pronouns in 2024, and if you need to see proof that it is she, they, here is the post, and this has been like this since way before. So I don't think her pronouns are they, them. I think they are she, they. And in her own comments, people are saying she, and she is not correcting them. And on top of that, she also says that she doesn't care about her pronouns. She also says she doesn't care about her pronouns. That is her words, not mine. So I think that was a poorly made joke, and people can take it as it is. But you know what? I just don't think that Nandi is very mature, and I just don't think that this situation is a good look for her. And even though I've said what I said, I tried to touch every part of the topic for this, so everyone would get to see the beginning, the end, the middle, and the situation afterwards. And I probably will not cover Owonekko again unless something else turns up. This is post editing Nimbus, and I just saw something that I feel like I need to go over real quick as of recording this. Owonekko decided that she was going to go over to Josta's video because Josta had a post and say, now that you admitted you're wrong, you're going to have to delete your video. And I'm going to post up what she said right here in case she deletes it. And I'll be honest with you, it seems like now that she's posted so many different times that she wants no accountability for the things that she's done and the thing that she said and her actions. She thinks that basically you can call someone racist and infer to them the things that they've not said, even though these things of the AI thing and the other thing are not even close to the same situation. So Owonekko has twisted the narrative herself. The narrative was not 100% the transphobia thing. At first it was the AI thing. And she said, well, I said AI is neutral. And she said that AI is good, and she's wrong, and that's wrong. But then she's twisted it and said, well, now it's the transphobia thing. It's not about the AI thing. And I think she should take down her video now. I'm sorry, but it's the entire video. It's the entire situation. You can't decide that now that you've corrected some of the pronouns and that you deleted a VOD in which a lot of your transphobic issues have been said and done, that you can just skirt it under the rug, ask a creator to delete their video for you, because one thing that they said was technically wrong, okay? And that is the AI is good. Everything else is still on the table, in my opinion. So, on with the rest of the video. I do have a little tinfoil theory, if you'll just let me have my tinfoil hat moment. I personally think that Neko thought that this was going to get them really good press when they put out that video. I think that's what they thought, but they had to keep Ginja Ninja's name out of it, but they made so many mistakes, and then it started to wrap up and they got really upset and really hurt that their idea wasn't perceived very well. And because they were having a manic situation, they should have just signed off online at the after the first live stream. They shouldn't have made a second one. They should have just said, yo, I'm sorry, my bad, I was going through a manic episode, and then been done with it. Or what they could have done is, when Ginja Ninja originally commented, they could have just deleted the comment and then not said anything. But I think a part of me thinks that Neko wants to be in the spotlight this way because negative spotlight is still spotlight. I think that. And even though their idea was to bring more people to them, it made them lose people. And then Neko got very jealous and hurt and upset that Josta's video did really well. And they just wanted to accuse them of things, hopefully to hurt their credibility as a person, as an artist, as a creator. I think that was the idea. I'm just saying that this is my tinfoil hat there. You know, I know that it's probably not right, but I doubt Neko is going to learn anything from this. They're going to continue to make content. They're going to do what they're going to do. It's clear they're not going to apologize for their behavior. So I don't know how I feel about it. Neko's just going to do whatever Neko's going to do, to be honest. And if she wants to act like a crazy person, okay. I think they need to learn how to accept criticism, which they clearly don't know how to do. But hopefully as they grow up, they'll figure that out. Because as POCs, like, I understand what Neko was kind of thinking, like in their head, because some people look at us and have reactions or treat us a certain way, but that doesn't mean that we can do it back, okay? Doesn't mean we can make false allegations. You can ruin someone's life by doing that. Saying AI is good and then saying this person is racist KKK is not even on the same level. Now, if you guys want, I would really love it if you guys could subscribe to me. I like to put out videos every Wednesday, but, you know, I decided I was going to put out one today, just as a cool little response thing. So I'll see you this week in the live stream on Thursday, and I'll also have a video out on Wednesday going over some silly stuff. So have a good weekend. Good luck to you, Neko, whatever it is that you're going to get into, and have a good week.